Alright, listen up everyone. They've announced that the technical regulations are changing for next season. Now there's a risk a lot of our hard work could be undone if we're not careful. So let's figure out how to mitigate this. Drivers, take a look at the developments we have and let us know what you want to invest in protecting. Alright everyone, let's get on top of this.
What's up guys, my name's Tom, welcome back to another video. Today back to my F1 2019 career mode episode 17, and today is the Russian Grand Prix. If you haven't watched the previous episode, I highly recommend to go check it out. But yes, new regulation changes and we have some developments completed into the car for this weekend's Russian Grand Prix. But yes, it's going to be to the engine department side of things, which is not too bad at all, because we don't have a lot of upgrades to are already adapted, and you just wait till the next weekend. But in terms of the performance chart, we've been overtaken by Renault, so this means that we are the 5th best car, and Red Bull now is the best car, and things between the top 3 teams are really close, as you can see. And for the midfielders as well, especially from Renault to Racing Point, things are really close. So maybe we're heading to an exciting end of the season, but we'll see what we can do in today's Russian Grand Prix, because we're going to start in last place, because we're going to change all the components of the car because they are really worn out. So I decided to take all the penalties in this Russian Grand Prix. A lot of straights, you know, is very easy to overtake once you get the DRS of the who's ahead of you, and we're going to have for the gearbox as well. So it's going to be a full package, and here we are on practice field just to show to you guys the warning 60 place grid penalty. So with all set, let's go to qualifying. And let's see at least what we can do in one lap pace, because we know that we're going to start in last.
Welcome F1 fans, where qualifying will be starting in the next few minutes as the teams prepare to get out on track at the Sochi Autodrome here in Russia. It always looked like the kind of track that asks an awful lot of the rear tyres, such as the frequency of low-speed exits.
Lots of low-speed exits means the rears are in for a lot of punishment. It's all too easy to spin them up coming out of a corner too aggressively. It might look great for us as spectators, as we love to see a car driven beyond its limits, but it's not going to result in a great long-run pace.
And here we are on our first lap in Q1, heading to turn 1. Things going really good. The traction of the car has been really good, especially in that section. I'm going with the low downforce setup because I think we are lacking a little bit on straight line speed, but we're going to cross a line, and it's going to be 1:32.6 in P2, and at the end of the session we are just behind the 2 Ferraris, which was pretty impressive being P3, but you know, it's just Q1. And our teammate Lucas Weber, Danny Kvyat and Danny Ricciardo didn't set a single time in the session, so they're going to start alongside me at the beginning of the race. I think that's a glitch where the times are deleted. It happened previously in my career mode and others people career mode, but that was the first that no one set the fastest time. But we're going to retire in key 2 because there's no point going to key 3. I don't want to start in one set of soft tires. And there you go, Charles Leclerc takes the pole position in key 2. I don't know if he's going to start, but surprise surprise, Valtteri Bottas is in P11 with the Mercedes, so that was kind of a shock, and Hamilton and Vettel really close to getting knocked out. So now let's go to the race. We're going to start in last place once again. Let's see what we can do. Can we score points? Let's see.
Good afternoon from Sochi as we prepare to get underway for the Russian Grand Prix. The championship battle has some time to go yet, but still expect no quarter to be given here on this circuit that made its debut in 2014 and has already seen some classic racing. It's time to go racing then in the Sochi Autodrome, where the long run down to the heavy braking zone at turn 2 is one of 2 DRS zones around this 3.6 mile circuit. The other, of course, down into turn 13. 18 corners make up a lap here today, with an average speed somewhere in the region of 130 miles an hour. Anthony Davidson, thanks for joining me once again for the Grand Prix. Why don't we start by talking about Valtteri Bottas? They need to win in order to stay in contention for the title. Anything outside of that, and their fate is no longer in their hands.
And they can do it for sure, as long as they don't dwell too much on the position. At the end of the day, there's only one way to go racing, and that's to give it everything you've got. Either your best is good enough to stay in the hunt, or it's not. There's no point giving any less than 100%.
It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. An immense lap from Lewis Hamilton yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Gasly, Leclerc, Sebastian Vettel and Butler, Perez, Hülkenberg, Stroll and Kimi Raikkonen, Magnussen, Kubica, Roman Grosjean and Bottas. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Norris, Ricciardo, Daniel Kvyat and Lucas Faber, Russell and Thomas. And now it's time to head down to the track.
And here we are on the grid, guys, ready to the start of the Russian Grand Prix. Strategy-wise, it's going to be a soft-medium strategy, pretty simple. There's no big deal in terms of tire wear. Around Russia, you can do easily a one-stop. You could do, maybe, if that was possible, a race, an entire race with the hard tires. I don't know, but I think that would be a possibility. But you know that we have to use two sets at least of tires during a race. But we'll see what we can do. Starting in last place, I'm feeling confident. The pace has been really good in the second sector, especially in that part. The pace, the downforce of the car is not the best, but 5 red lights for the Russian Grand Prix, and it slides out, and away we go. Let's see if we can get a good starter against Toro Rosso in the Williams. It's not a good start, and we are way behind these guys, and a lot of side-by-side action as we go into turn 1. It's not a proper corner, but it goes considered turn 1. But now we're going into turn 1, up of inside of some couple of cars, including Russell and our teammate Bottas ahead. And now we're going side-by-side with Daniel Ricciardo in the Renault. Can we make the move stick? No, he keeps ahead. The Handy Badger keeps ahead, and we're going to try to get some slipstream as we go through the fast left-hander. Can we make the move on the inside of Ricciardo? He's going to a little bit tempting. He's going to just close the door. I was a little bit hesitant, having a little bit of oversteer as well, but we managed to close the door over Kvyat. The Ricciardo now is going defensive. We're going to try to get a better traction against the Renault, against the Australian, and now he's going defensive once again through the right hand. We're going to try to go round the outside of the Renault of Daniel Ricciardo. Can we make the move stick? Now we're going to have the inside line. We're going to try to squeeze a little bit aggressively, just to give a taste of his own medicine, because he pinched us a little bit at the end of the first sector. And we are into P16 in this Russian Grand Prix, and now skipping forward to lap 3, we are chasing down Lando Norris in the McLaren. We're going to open the DRS. He has DRS as well, but I think he's a little bit far off Bottas to get some slipstream. And here we go, we're going side by side as we go to the end of the second sector. We're going to have the inside line as we go to the hard braking zone, and we just closed the door. I moved a little bit under braking, which I shouldn't do, but needs must. We have to make these moves and try to score points in this race. And now some side-by-side action between Valtteri Bottas. It seems he's struggling a little bit to make these moves, which is a little bit impressive because that's a Mercedes, and now Magnussen is vulnerable to us. We're going to try to make the switch back. We're trying to get a better traction, but Norris goes down on the inside. We made a bit of contact. I wasn't expecting to go on the inside, and there he goes. Now he's going inside, we're going the outside. We made a little bit of contact. I'm not giving much room to the McLaren. I'm being a little bit too over aggressive. We're going to make the switch back as we go to the last corner, and now it's going to be a drag race. We're going to open the DRS. We're going to have that speed advantage, and we maintain P15, but look how much distance Kevin Magnussen gained. But now we have a pretty interesting team radio about Kevin Magnussen as well.
Okay, some information on Magnussen. They seem to have an issue.
So it seems that the move on Magnussen is going to be much easier than I was thinking, and it's still in the same lap. Look how much time we gain on the Haas, so this should be a pretty easy move once we open the DRS. Slipstream on the Nanish, and we're going to open the DRS once again. Overtake mode, which makes DRS, all DRS is available in this Toro Rosso, and we made the move even before the hard braking zone. We were going to run a little bit deep. It takes a slight look, but we managed to cover that off, and we are into P14. We are setting personal bests, so this is a good sign that pace has been really good in this first stint. And now we're going to try to go around the outside of Roman Grosjean as we did with his teammate, but now we're going to try to take the outside line. Now we're going to have the inside. We're going to pinch a little bit to Grosjean, and there you go, very easy move on the French driver. And now we're going to chase after Robert Kubica in P12, so the wheel is way up the order, and we're going to be, this is going to be so close to touch the wall and the wheels of Kubica, and it's going to be a copycat move of Grosjean 2 laps ago. And we are into P12, 2 positions away of scoring points in this Russian Grand Prix. Getting closer to Devon Butler in the McLaren. We tried maybe take a look on the outside. The slipstream is so powerful in this game, and I'm going with a low downforce setup, but now we're going on the inside of Butler, and we get the move done even before this right-hander, where generally we get a move done by going on the inside most of the times. But now P11, Valtteri Bottas is trying to go around the outside. He's kind of struggling to go through the midfield traffic, and he's getting held up so much that he's going to allow me to take a chance to go on the inside of Nico Hulkenberg to take the final point of the field, P10. But we're going to break, and he's going to try on the inside once again. We banged a little bit the wheels, we ran a little bit wide off to the track, and we're still side by side trying to squeeze, giving a little bit of a squeeze. Now we're going to try to make a switch back. When we touch his side pole, we lose the back end. Once again we touch his rear wheel, and we were so close to put our car in the wall, and that would be the end of the Grand Prix. But close margin between Nico Hulkenberg, and here we are on lap 10, ready to another attack on the German slipstream DRS. He actually has DRS, he's going defensive, locks up a little bit, so he can make things easier for us when it comes to traction, and we have a better traction than him. And now we're going on the inside once again, this close, and he breaks in the middle of the left. And I know if we scared a little bit because I gave him a little bit of a squeeze, but that was weird to see from EAI. And this is Kimi Raikkonen coming back to Valtteri Bottas, and we are watching this battle, and these guys are holding up so much that it's going to allow us to get a chance on Bottas like we did on Nico Hulkenberg. But this time we made the move sooner, and we are ahead of the Mercedes of Valtteri Bottas in this Russian Grand Prix, in a race that we started in last place. What a start of not the start, we are already in lap 11. I decided to stop 2 or 1 lap later, earlier, I don't know. But we're going to stop earlier, try to get the undercut on these guys, because these soft tires are not in the best state at this moment. And I decided, okay, we're going to try to do the undercut on Raikkonen, which undercut is not very powerful around Russia, but we'll see what we can do. Hulkenberg for us. But we're going to dress a brand new set of medium tires, and that's going to be the strategy for today. And for all the AI, there's not much to talk about strategy when it comes to Sochi. Like I said in the beginning of the race when we were waiting for the formation lap, but we were joining P16 at the moment behind George Russell that has to stop. And in the next lap, in lap 12, we're going to see if this undercut worked. Not green sectors at the moment, which was weird because I felt faster in these tires, especially in terms of traction. We jumped Bottas, we gained some distance to the Finn, but Raikkonen got the overcut on us. But this is on lap 14, we're getting the slipstream on Raikkonen, now on Stroll. This is almost a free wide. I tried to do something on Raikkonen, but I was a little bit tentative. We touched his gearbox, but that was a little bit, I hesitating a little bit because I knew that Raikkonen was on the outside of Lance Stroll, and if I try to make a dive bomb, probably I would touch the back of Stroll, but he didn't hold the inside line. So we're going to press on, try to chase down Raikkonen, that is on the slipstream of Lance Stroll, but we're getting so much tow of the Alfa Romeo. Can we make a dive on the inside? It's going to be a very late dive, so close to touch his front wing, but we made the move stick, and yeah, a little bit hesitating, like I said. But now we're going to chase down Stroll, but now we're going to have a team radio, which was very interesting indeed.
Expect to see some rain about 10 to 15 minutes from now. Dries seem like the best tyre for now.
It was a little bit interesting because rain wasn't scheduled for this weekend, so maybe we're going to have to address the Inters in the later stages of this race. But now we're going to try to go round the outside of Lance Stroll. This is for P7. We're going to have the inside line. We're going purple on the second sector thanks to the slipstream of the Racing Point. We made the move stick, and we are into P7, this Russian Grand Prix, and the rain is starting to fall down on lap 22, skipping forward to lap 22, where Valtteri Bottas is out of the race. He was behind us, he was struggling to get some traffic. Yeah, no surprise that maybe had an engine problem in that Mercedes, and this race came to an early end with 5 laps to go. Hard break for the Finn, which is a very good track for him in real life Russia, but in lap 25 the rain is starting to pour a lot, as you can see, struggling a little bit for traction. But there's no point to change to the intermediates because we are already in the last lap, and that was the race. We're going to finish P7, starting for P20 after taking a full package for the power unit. And Hulkenberg actually was catching us, but we have enough gap because the AI is so OP in these tricky conditions, especially in damp track. But regardless, it's P7, a good amount of points, and that's what I want.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Red Bull pulling out all the stops today. What a great win. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, I know it's a bit of a boring answer, but the truth is they simply had the best speed package on the day, and a driver who knows how to take advantage of that. It doesn't matter how much time you spend poring over the stats and planning strategies if you can't keep the pace, and our winner today showed they could do both.
The drivers are en route to the podium as we speak. What a fantastic win for the Red Bull team. They performed exceptionally today, keeping us firmly on the edge of our seats throughout the entirety of the race. Congratulations to everyone at the team.
A last 2 out of no challenge, I'm not gonna lie, because yeah, we started in last place, but we pulled through and finished in P6. Unfortunately, in P7, sorry, 6 points in the back. Unfortunately, our teammate Lucas close to the points, and Max Verstappen won the Grand Prix, so proving that a Red Bull at the moment is the fastest car. That was the only DNF of this race. In terms of driver standings, we are still in P7. Sergio Perez gained something on us because he finished. He didn't have to start in last place, so I'll absolutely take that. Despite feeling a little bit uncomfortable with the setup this weekend, especially a little bit of downforce due to the low downforce setup in the constructor. We are P5, so I really need to Lucas Weber to pick up the pace in the next couple of races if we want to be best of the rest, not just in the Drivers' Championship, but in the Constructors' Championship. But that was the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. That has been episode 17, and we are negotiating the new contract that we're going to have with Toro Rosso with better conditions. The race bonus is going to be higher as well for the pit stop efficiency, and the team goal is going to be on medium because hard is very hard. Only just got the agreement succeeded, but we're going to finish all the adaptations for the engine. So in terms of winter work, everything is done, as you can see. Just to see that the engine part regulation change wasn't the end of the world for us. But once again, guys, that has been the 17th episode of my F1 2019 career mode. I'm going to try to bring more episodes in the next couple of weeks. It's going to be a little bit hard within your university, but we'll see what I can do. Make sure to smash like and subscribe, and if you do see plenty more Formula 1 content, really motivates me to make more. But for now, it's time to say goodbye. My name's Tom, and I'll see you guys for a brand new video next time.